Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, Warner Brothers Discovery is moving Max away from children's programs to focus on more adult-focused content and family content. This follows them getting rid of Sesame Street and, just this weekend, getting rid of Looney Tunes from its library of catalog content. I expect a lot more to be removed. We have also seen a bunch of children's program removed there. We'll break down what's happening, why they're doing this. They gave us a little insight into why and more in a minute. Also, ESPN is denying rumors of its new streaming service having a name. We'll tell you what it was, why people were thinking that's it, and more. And lastly, before we get into all the other stories, we got a quick guide on how to watch March Madness, some of the cheapest options to watch it, which does include an antenna and some other ways to get all your channels to watch the game cheaper than ever before. These stories and a whole lot more coming up here in a quick second. First though, if you're new here, you can always find a link to every story I talked about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment down below. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinion. If you're new here, do me a favor also, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. With that said, let's dive into it. Over the weekend, Warner Brothers Discovery's Max streaming service, which had been the exclusive streaming home for classic Looney Tunes content. This is the original Looney Tunes shorts, removed them. Now, this isn't the first time that they warned about that. At the end of 2024, they had put a message up that they were going to be removed. Customer backlash happened. They said, oh, that was a mistake, and kept them. This time, with no warning, they removed them, and Warner Brothers Discovery has confirmed to Cord Cutters News that yes, they did remove them. This comes as recently when Sesame Street was removed, or it hasn't been removed yet, but announced it was going to be removed, and they did not renew its contract with the company behind Sesame Street. They said that children's program is just not very big on Max. They're not seeing a lot of traction on it, so they're no longer going to be focusing on it. Instead, they're going to be looking for things like a more adult, as they call it, and family-focused content. Stuff more for us older people, I guess we'll say. This comes as a growing number of content's been removed from Max. Now, some Looney Tunes content is still there. In 2020, they had a short-lived series over a few years of new Looney Tunes content. Looney Tunes University, or however they call it, is on there still. Some of that stuff is still there, but the classics is gone. I think this has a lot to do with the fact that when I think of children's program, Max is not the first place I go to. I know for my kids, it's like Disney Plus and Crunchyroll now as my daughter gets older. I think a lot of that's what they're seeing is this is just not where a majority of the people who subscribe are focusing their content, so why spend a bunch of money to keep it there? Even though they own that, they probably have to pay rights and streaming content to the voice actors and different things or different right holders to it. They just decided to remove it. This does make it kind of hard to find online streaming right now. They do have DVDs and Blu-rays, all of these collections available, with another one I think coming this summer, filling in some of the gaps of the content there. But check it out, link in the show notes. We can confirm this. You're gonna probably see a whole lot less kids programs on Max. All right, late last week there was a lot of talk that ESPN was going to name its new standalone streaming service that will allow you to subscribe to get all the ESPN content from it on Max, or from it had a name. Now this will allow you to subscribe, get all the ESPN channels without cable TV, and it was reportedly going to be called ESPN All Access. Now this was reported as an ESPN executive repeatedly used the name during a conference. Now ESPN or Puck News confirmed, John over there, great site, they've been doing a really good job covering the world of sports and especially streaming related to it. Confirmed with ESPN, and we've also done the same with our sources, that this is not a confirmed name, that ESPN is using a number of placeholders, including ESPN 360, which other executives have used several times recently, are both not necessarily not being considered, but they are not the official names right now. So ESPN 360 was actually a name for ESPN's original streaming site, ESPN360.com, which was later kind of rebranded into ESPN3, which was all their free content there. That over the years has dramatically shrunk as a lot of that content's moved to ESPN Plus. Now, I suspect we're probably going to find out in the next few months what the name is, but what I'm being told is ESPN is kind of bouncing names around. It wouldn't surprise me at all if ESPN All Access was a deliberate drop from Disney executives and ESPN executives just to see what the reaction from everybody would be to the name. Not a bad name, to be honest with you. Gives you all access to all ESPN content without a subscription to cable TV. We'll watch what happens there, but they are very clear that this is not the name. Don't worry about it. We're still deciding. What do you think? Do you like it? Would you want them to use it? Let me know. Hey, if you're a Pluto TV fan for the free ad-supported streaming service, some good news for you. If you like MTV content, the much-loved MTV Pluto TV channel is back. Now, this is not a feed of MTV, but it is a more recent feed of a bunch of MTV content. When I wrote this story, it was playing mostly teen mom content, but other content's in there like The Hills and the rest. This channel was originally launched last year. Late last year, it was removed, and now they brought it back. This comes as Pluto TV's often kind of balancing their lineup of content by adding or removing channels. But now MTV's Pluto TV channel is back. If you're a fan of it, check it out. All right, if you are a March Madness fan, hey, it's about to get underway. We had selection Saturday or Sunday, and as a Michigan fan, I'm still scratching my head, but Raymond has a great guide on how to watch it. Starting on March 18th with the first round, we have full coverage of it, including the ability to watch it through different streaming services and Max with an antenna. Honestly, the cheapest way by far, if you have an antenna that gets CBS and then you add Max to it, you're going to get all the games for about, $16 and change with that, about $17 and change, I should say. Not a bad deal. Check it out. Link in the show notes for all the options, including ways to watch on Hulu, Fubo, YouTube TV, and others. It'll give you a lot more content than just March Madness. Check out link in the show notes down below. All right, let's keep moving along. Disney Plus. If you haven't subscribed yet, check this out. Great deal. You only have a little over a week left to get this. But Disney Plus and Hulu's ad-supported plans are available for a limited time for just $2.99 to new subscribers, new and returning. Link in the show notes. Check out our website for legal details, but $2.99. We got the full details for both streaming services for 4 months. Love for you to check that out with that. It's a pretty nice lineup, and it's just in time for a ton of great programs come out, including the final season of The Handmaid's Tale. All right, and next up, Blu-ray collectors face a growing nightmare as defective discs fail because of poor manufacturing. Now, we've seen this become more and more common recently with DVDs. Warner Brothers Discovery actually came out and said they're going to be replacing some DVDs if you contact them for free because of disc rot due to poor manufacturing. The different layers of the disc come apart over time. Now, this is something that will eventually, no matter what happen, at some point, depending where you're reading, or from 20 years to 100 years down the road, most DVDs will fail. But what's at issue here is the Warner Bros. Discovery discs were failing well short of even 20 years, far sooner than they should have with that. Now, Joe Blow, the website here, who's been kind of watching this, it's a pretty nice website. He's been doing some great research on disc failure recently. Found a website tracking a bunch of Blu-rays that have been failing earlier. Now, these mostly seem to be the Blu-ray 50 discs that hold 50 gigabytes of capacity and mostly manufactured in the 2000s that are failing earlier for a variety of reasons. But it's widely believed due to poor manufacturing from a variety of different movie studios, but they're still tracking down to see what manufacturing plant they may have come from, because often these studios manufacture outside to a single plant that produces multiple companies, Blu-rays and DVDs. Check your catalog, check this list in the story if you think you may have been impacted by this. You may be surprised how many of these are failing. Not saying that streaming where you should be going, no. I am saying, especially if you have that Warner Brothers Discovery DVDs, I would check your catalog against these lists that I have in this story for both the DVDs and Blu-rays, and then reach out to Warner Brothers Discovery in particular because they've been offering free replacements for the DVD rot issue. For Blu-ray, no comment yet on any replacements. At some point, they're just going to fail. It's just what it is. I think a lot of people are just upset because we've had a recent spat in the last couple years of them failing far sooner than many people thought they would. So check that out. If you're impacted, especially for the DVDs, no word on Blu-rays yet, but for the DVDs, for some of them, Warner Bros. Discovery is offering free replacements. Take advantage of it. I got a feeling that someday in the future that will just stop, and if you didn't claim it, you're out of luck. So don't wait. Don't come here in 5 years or 2 years even, or even maybe a year trying to claim this just to find out you're out of luck. So check that out. Link in the show notes if you want to find out more. Well, that's it. I'm in my final week of crutches. Thank you to everybody for your support recently. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be back here again tomorrow with another video. If you like what we do here, we post videos like this every Monday through Friday, other videos on the weekends. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, doing one or both. Really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. Until next time, take care, be safe. Have a fantastic day, everybody.